Hey guys, I'm here at the office to pick up a couple rifles. I'm going to the range today, and we're going to test out the new Hornady 62 grain ELD-VT bullet of the 22 Creedmoor and the 22 GT. Stay tuned. All right, so here's the two guns I'm taking out. Got the bolt gun on the right. It is our Ace with just a different stock. 18-inch barrel, 22 Creedmoor, and then my 20-inch 22 GT AR-15. They're both rocking a US optic scope. On the bolt gun, it is a 3.2 to 17. Where on my AR-15, it is a 1.8 to 10. And the suppressors up top, we have the tan one, which is a suppressed armament systems barricade 6.5 can, and then the Hushworks 7.62 30 cal titanium can. So let's pack these things up and we'll head out to the range and see how those 62 grainers shoot. All right, we got the 22 Creed. We just put the scope on. We're not worried about accuracy right now. We're going to do some low development. I have, let's see what we have here. We have, this is the 22 GT, 62 grain ELD-VTs. We're going to start with 39 grains of Varget, 39.3, 39.6, 39.9, 40.2, 45, 48, 41.1. I think that 41.1 is going to be really hot, but we have the chronograph set up and we'll take numbers and we'll put it on a spreadsheet and we'll show you guys after we're done shooting. Pointed at the target, she's ready to go. You see what these speeds look like. And it's pretty dark, but we'll try it out. First thing we're gonna do is try to zero the gun. We got a couple big targets downrange, and then we'll shoot a little target. .35. That's some pretty good speed. I'm going to dial in the scope and we'll get numbers as we go. So that's the very first one. All right, we are going to get our target. We just shot the 22 Creed and the 22 GT, doing a little bit of low development. I was a little disappointed in the 22G with those 62 grainers. Because of the long bullet, I have to seat them deeper than the 69 grain TMKs. And I'll do a whole spreadsheet and I'll show everybody that spreadsheet. I think I still had a little bit more room to go in the case. I could probably load up a little bit hotter, but we're already starting to get ejection marks. The smears, a little bit of flattened primers, so just got to be safe. I run those 45 grainers really hot. I just shot 4 of them, and they were at average 38.68, and my hottest one was 38.90 something. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show groups. I mean, we didn't shoot for groups obviously because this is low development, but I'll turn around and show you guys. All right, those guys were all the 22 GT with the 64 grain, and those guys were the 22 Creedmoor. This one here, and there's one up here, I adjusted back down. So again, we're not shooting for groups on these guys. We are just looking at velocity, see if we can find an accuracy node. All right, so we just got done with the range, got our guns back in the truck. I was actually a little impressed with the 22 Creed with the 62 grain bullets using Varget. On the Creedmoor stuff, I always use H4350, but I'm getting a little bit better speed out of the Varget. With my 18-inch bolt gun, I started at 39 grains of Varget, and we got right at 3,400 feet per second. I went all the way up to 41.1 in 0.3 increments, and we got 3507. But I think that was some loose neck tension because the 40.8 was 3555 and the 40.5 was 3522. So we'll just have to play with that one. But with the 22 GT, and I know it's a lower case volume, but started at 33.5 and I got 3237, and then 35 grains was my max and I got 3374. I was expecting the 3450 in that range with the GT out of the AR-15, especially since I'm getting such high speeds with the 45 and 55 grain bullets. But it is a longer bullet. I'm going to do some more load development, and I'm going to load up a couple of different rounds. I'm going to do some groups tomorrow. So I'll be back out here at the range as long as it's not storming. It stormed all last night, but I think it's done for a couple days, and we're going to get back to it, and we'll bring you part 2 of this. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Before I head out to the range for day 2, I just want to explain a little bit how I do load development. There's a ton of ways to do it. This is just my way. It's always worked for me. And I'm modifying it a little bit for this trip because it's real muddy out there. Our range has a big pistol match this weekend, so all the ranges are closed except for the pistol range. So I take 7 or 8 or up to 10 charge weights in 0.2 or 0.3 increments. This time I did 0.3 increments. I started at 39 grains of Varget and I went up to 40.8 grains of Varget. And I'm not concerned about accuracy at all at this point. I just want to put them over the chronograph and see what velocities we're getting. And usually when you get to a certain node, I call it the accuracy node, you'll see your accuracy either dips a little bit or stays about the same. So that's what we saw on this 39.9 and 40.2 grain load. So I got 3,476 and 3,478. So only a 2 feet per second difference between that 0.3. All the other ones are, here's one that's 30, here's one that's 17, here's one that's 50, another one at 32. So that 2 feet per second, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for it to flatten out. And then so what I do from there, and we only shot at 100 yards yesterday. I usually go to 300. That way I can see where the bullets impact per charge weight. And usually when you have that flat spot, that accuracy node, those bullets are right next to each other. I couldn't do that because the range was closed and I could only go out to 100 yards. But so today, I'm about to head out back to the range with that 40 grains of Varget, and we're gonna do three round groups and a 5-round group. I believe in 3-round groups shows you what the gun could do. 5-round group is what a shooter could do. You know, you get some of these guys on the internet, oh, that's not a 5-shot group. Well, yeah, I'm just seeing what the gun is capable of, not what I'm capable of. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna wrap it up here, load the truck up, and then head to the range and shoot those 3 or 4 or 5 100-yard groups. And then I'll post that up, and at the end I'll go over a brief conclusion of what I found with these 62 grain ELD-VT bullets. All right, stay tuned. So am I reloading? Is it the gun? Or is it just me? All right, 4 range trips, 3 days, trying to get these 62 grain ELD-VT Hornady bullets to shoot. I could not get them to shoot with Varget. I've tried everything from 39 to 41 grains, 41.1 grains of Varget. I had a little accuracy node there with the velocities flattening out, but I couldn't get better than an 1.5 to 2 inch group. I switched powder and I got a pretty promising group using 42.5 grains of H4350. And that's the powder I usually use. I've had a couple friends say they had really good luck with the 18-inch barrels with the Varget powder. I did not. I'm not saying that the 62 grains are a terrible bullet by any means. I just couldn't get them to shoot with Varget. Once I switched to H4350, I got about an inch group, and that's with no load development. So I used my load for my 69 grain TMKs, 44 grains of H4350 with a 69 grain TMK. And this is the group right up here that I'm going to show you guys. That's my go-to load for H4350 with those 69 grainers. So I was thinking it might be my scope, it might be neck tension, so I changed one thing at a time. That's why I went to the range 4 times. I changed my neck tension, I changed the seating depth, and then at the 4th one, I just changed powder completely. And I used the 69 grain TMK with Varget just to make sure it wasn't my scope, and I got a really good group out of it as well. So it wasn't anything with the rifle. I just don't think my rifle likes that Varget powder with the 62 grain. I will go back and try with H4350 and do proper load development with the 62 grain. I have 400 of those projectiles. I want them to shoot. I want to shoot a coyote with it. I'm going to probably end up going to New Mexico on Friday, and so I'd like to do a little bit of load development and use those 62 grains on a coyote next weekend. In 3 weeks, I go to North Dakota, and I'd like to take that gun for my day gun. I'll probably shoot Blake's 22-250, but I got to make sure that these 62 grains will shoot out of my gun. So I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you can. It helps us out. We did see a lot of engagement and a lot of new followers with people liking, subscribing, and commenting. Even if your gun shoots that Varget with the 62 grain in the 22 Creedmoor, post below. Let me know what your load is and I'll try it. I go to the range at least once a week, if not twice a week. So I'd love to try it. And I hope everybody enjoys their weekend, and we look forward to the next video with you guys. Thank you so much.